Hello everybody, it is time for another reaction Qwiktro. It is I, as always, Tristan, your humble little game fan slash examiner writer slash all-around awesome dude. Today we're going to play Dragon's Dogma, which essentially is Capcom's take on Demon Souls slash Skyrim, I would say. I'm trying to cash in on that whole kind of thing, because Skyrim did phenomenally well, both with game fans and, non-gamers that decided to pick it up because it got a bunch of hype, etc. And speaking of hype, this game, I would say, got some interest beforehand. Then when it came out, it had, I don't know, I'd say it had middling reviews. I don't think it's a bad game, and I don't think a lot of people think it was a bad game. But, some people may have found it as average, and there's a lot of faults with this game. There's also a lot of goods, and I'm going to be basically taking you through what I like and dislike about it. So, here we are in Gran Soren, I believe. I should check my map just to make sure I'm not an idiot. Whatever. Yes, Gran Soren, so it's basically the big, huge capital of this world. And basically, this is my character I created. Her name is Ina. Now, the thing with this game is basically you are the Arisen. Now, you are attacked by a dragon, and he takes your heart. And you're basically a chosen one to go out and basically slay him. So, I believe I have my rags with me in my bag. I do not. If I take these off, maybe you can see my scar. No, you cannot. Whatever. Anyway, you have a huge scar on your chest right between your boobs, which I made a girl character, whatever. And so you're basically destined to fight this dragon, and then also you're trying to basically help soldiers and stuff along the way to also fight this dragon and other evils in the world. It has a plot, I guess. It's more like a setting kind of theme, I would say, more so than a plot, because it's very weak and it doesn't really string you together. But it's in terms of story, I would say not the best. But let me just go through some mechanics here. Basically, yes, you're the Risen. You are also given a pawn to create, so you can create your character, and then you can also create your main pawn, which that's Matilda. She's a little mage. And I am a fighter, essentially warrior, whatever. And then also you can take two other pawns from this pawn guild kind of thing, Violet and Ray over there. And basically they're like your party members. Now this game would be a lot better, I would say, if you could maybe co-op, but I'll get to mechanics and stuff like that later. Now anyway, these pawns are basically from this other rift dimension kind of thing. And ostensibly, you're trying to go out and do these quests, and the Matilda, she will stay with me forever. I can exchange these pawns for others. And you know what? As long as I'm talking about pawns, let me just show you. Because there's a pawn guild where you can take quests, among other things. Like, your pawns always tell you useful information and stuff. And they're all automatic. They do their stuff automatically, and I don't know. I would say they're pretty useful and good AI. I don't know if I would say good AI, but they are useful, I would say, at least. Now, when question marks like that above people's head, that means that you're doing a quest for them, or and then green ones mean that you can take a quest. Red mean is your highlighted quest, and it'll just tell you more information. So on this Pod Guild Hill, you can go to the notice board, accept quests, etc., etc. Very normal ones. It's very D&D heavy, where you just, do quests for gold and stuff. There's not a lot of story stuff. There is, but a lot of these notice board things are just basically loot and experience, stuff like that. So let's go over here to this Pawn Stone thingy. So I think the coolest part, I would say, about this game is the pawn system. Basically, your main pawn can be uploaded to this rift kind of thing, and other people can basically see my Matilda, and they can hire her for, see that RC at the top. I have 467 rift crystals, and you can use those rift crystals to basically summon other people from other games and hire them, essentially. So when I bought Ray, she cost 105, and that guy cost 0. A lot of people cost 0. You don't really set the limit. It's up to kind of the game for the NPC characters you can summon. And here, everything does have a count or whatever. So you just go in here, and they'll just basically throw a couple in that you can hire. Let's just go to this guy. So he'll talk to you, and you can enlist him for 0 crystals. You can view his details. His job, his rank, appearance that someone's rated him, his stats and stuff like that. But, you know, so if you're looking for something specific. Anyway, let us do the cooler thing by going to the Riftstone here, and we can search for top-rated ones. And basically, it'll give you the very best to the very worst in terms of rankings from ratings and stuff like that. If it'll load here, I should be able to show... Yes, okay, let's go over here. So, Ariane there is, costs quite a bit. So let's summon her, and then some of these other top ones. And we'll basically see, you know, why they would be so much. I imagine they have hacked stats, because there's no reason they should cost that much. Because, you know, it takes quite a while to get the Rift Crystals, unless you buy little DLC packs and stuff like that. So let's okay, there's somebody coming through. There she is, the top rated whatever. Let's speak to her. So she has a pretty sweet costume, I would say. Good HP, top ratings, level infinity. Yeah, like I said, hacked or something. You know what? The chick in my party that cost me about 1,000 Rift Crystals, she has a better magic than her. I believe she has somewhere in the range of like a 1,100 something, but she has significantly less. I don't know. Yeah, definitely not worth it, I guess. Or maybe she is. I don't know. Either way, so yeah, that's kind of how you do things. You can hire them, and they'll stay with you forever or whatever. And if they die in battle, you can revive them, which I'm not sure if we'll see in the battles that I go to, because, well, it depends if we run into a big monster in the middle of nowhere, let's say. So, next, I think I'll just tell you more about the stats, something like that, before we actually get into battles itself, how the menu systems work. So, again, the pawn system is very, very cool in terms of being able to upload your characters and stuff like that, as well as having a little party that you can manage and whatever. Also, I should mention the pawns that you hire do not level up, so you kind of want to always be upgrading if you level up. So you want to be getting people around your level or higher if you can find them, but usually they'll just be around your level. It'll be hard to find ones bigger unless you actually go to the Rift portal thing. So, but your main one, my Matilda, she will level up with me, and as well as, you know, I obviously level up. I believe I'm in my 20s right now. Anyway, actually, let's do some shops first. So, I mean, it's your standard affair of shops. You can buy potions and stuff. Ignore all that. Buy and sell your loot. See, this is a potion shop. There's also a smithy, where you can basically buy weapons but also upgrade them. I'll just go over there and show you what I'm talking about. Caxton. That is a weird name. So, I don't know if I have any things I can actually show. Oh, here we go. The silk lingerie. All those 3-star ones mean, basically if they're blacked out, that means I can't level them up any further. 3 is the limit. That one I can, but I don't have the necessary amount of items. Basically, I'll show you 1 star, we'll just bring you up a little bit. Cost just gil, or gold. I'm thinking in Final Fantasy terms. And the second and third ones will be increases of different materials that you'll find in the world or in chests and stuff like that. But anyway, so I'll show you here, silk lingerie, it'll bring your stuff up basically. It'll actually show you what everything goes up by, but not the last one. That one, yeah. Anyway, let's upgrade it, because I'm going to eventually show this in the video. And it'll be sexy, trust me. Is there actually anything else that's sexy? Also, when you go in here, it'll show you what they look like for stuff. So that's kind of nice. You know, you can model your stuff if you care more about rendering what they look like than practicality, which in some games, that is definitely how I play things, for sure. Something skimpy for... you know what? It'll be fine. It'll be all fine. We're all good, guys. We're all good. So that is that. Now let's actually get to the menu system here. Don't worry, we'll get to the fun actiony stuff, but yeah, let's do the menu system. So you hit start and you bring up this submenu here, and you can do all these things. History is, I believe, quests along with, yes, chats, tutorial logs, pawns used, other stuff. You know, how long you played the game, which I don't even know how long I played the game for. 11 hours. Yeah, I've sunk quite a bit of time in here. The map, you always have to open this menu and then go into the map, which I don't really like. There is a mini map, but it's not as helpful of having to go in here. I wish there was like a hotkey button where I could constantly bring up the map, because having to open it then hit it again is kind of irritating. You can see the world map as soon as I get out there. I'll open it up. Status, you can look at your characters as terms of stats. You can look at all of them, whatever. Yeah, see 1130. That's what she was, or whatever. Also, these are what everybody looks like. Ray, Violet. There's the perky little Matilda with the staff kind of just hovering behind her. And then me. I look a lot better without the hat on, actually, so let's go over to the equipment. I don't want to look like a nun, even though it will bring my defense down quite a bit. So yeah, there I am. Beautiful little... Oh, yep, zoom in. Beautiful little redhead there. Tried to make her as sexy as I could, though the editor for making characters is a little wonky. Also, you can tell that in terms of graphics and detail, this game isn't going to be winning any awards for that. Also, the world is kind of blandish, and it's very open, but also bland, and there is stuff to do, but not as much as you would think. I'll get to that when we get to the map in more detail, I'll say. What else? Quests, you can manage your quests. Simply click on one, it'll show you where it is on the map, etc. And then saving and all the kind of stuff. So you can save anywhere, but you can only have one file. So let me show you. Save, it'll save the game, and then where I am right now, that's where I'll be. If you're in a dungeon, sometimes it kind of warps you around. It's very odd. They have checkpoints and stuff, but so you can save it yourself or have autosaves, and I just like it because while you can save anywhere, it takes away from the whole point of wanting to save anywhere, which is, hey, you know, I'm going to be in this dungeon. Maybe there's going to be a point where, you know what, I fucked up. I want to go back and basically try it from one earlier and do things differently. This one just, you know, lets you save so you can go anytime, you know, quit and maybe just have small bursts of playtimes, and doesn't use the functionality of, like, you know, I guess as I mentioned earlier, Skyrim, which lets you save anywhere, even in battle and stuff like that. Another nice feature that I wish more games did was it lets you take photos. And, well, cool, it also stamps on their little signature thing here. So, you know, that's cool, but it also, if you want this as a desktop, it's kind of distracting to have Dragon's Dogma there, as well as Capcom Limited, blah, blah, blah on the bottom there. But I will take this over, you know, what other games don't do, which is don't have this auto screenshot. Of course, for me, I have a game capture thing, so, you know, it's less cool, etc., etc. So that's basically the menus. Oh, actually, another thing, but I'll get to that once we exit out of here. In towns, your stamina, it does not go down, so that's kind of nice. But it does go down if you're running around in the world map. So, load times, I should just mention here, they are only there when you're trying to go into big places and stuff like that. So the whole world basically is fully rendered, which is pretty cool. I gotta give them top notch to that. And here's the world. This is Grand Soren, of course. There's some big lake. I don't know. And there's a big ditch down there for, I'm sure there used to be a mode here, but this world is in chaos and whatnot, so it's probably all dried up. Alright, so we are in the world map. So as I promised, I'll pop out my little map here. And the red circles are basically where you can go to do your quests. As there's 2 gates, anyone will do, obviously. See if I'm right. Yes, Grand Sword. I just wanted to double check. The map fills in as you walk by it, so this is what I've uncovered so far. Very weird, yes? Also, it takes a while to load in things, which actually is not so much a problem in the world, because everything's low res, like I said, so it's not winning any awards on any kind of graphical terms and whatnot, but it's definitely not pushing anything. So actually, let's pick a quest. Something that I'm not... Let's see here. Where's that direwolf one? Okay, so view and map where that's supposed to be. Oh, you know what? I think it's supposed to be in that cave over there. Oops. You know what? Whatever. I'm going to guess it's going to be in here. Nope. Some of these quests are very obscure, but you know what? I'm going to take you down, because up. Actually, no, I'm going to go up. Actually, so we can mark anything on this map here, and that's, have little places for your destinations and stuff, which is kind of nice. But I should mention that you cannot warp to anything, even if you've been there. It would have actually been nice if you would have been able to warp to Grand Soren. Hey, you know what? You can. There's a little port thing that you can do, and you can use these little Wayfarer crystals to teleport there. Yeah, only they're really, really hard to find, and if you want to buy them, they're really expensive, like about 20,000, 30,000, if you can find someone who is selling them, which is another rarity. There's only certain parts of the world that you can find them, and they will automatically spawn sometimes with people, but I have played this for almost 12 hours, and I have found one. So, there you go. Having an item warp you is one thing, but having it be super rare is another thing. It's a huge world, like I said, and if you're going to be doing quests, it's kind of tedious to... I mean, why would you want to make someone have to run from this point of the map all the way down to this point of the map every single time you're doing a quest? And trust me, it takes a while. And like I said, there's stamina, so, you're running around, and it depletes pretty fast. The orange bar is my stamina, just so you know. And it depletes pretty fast, and you get tired a lot. So, yeah, it takes a long time. Also, if people are attacking you, then it takes even longer. So, okay, here's some bandits. So, there'll be monsters around the place, which is another thing. There's not that many enemy types. There's kind of bunch of goblins on the world map, bunch of bandits, there's a bunch of wolves, and there's some lizard things that I've encountered, some harpies. Like I said, 12 hours? I've maybe encountered... I don't want to generalize it. I'd say maybe 20 different things, not including like big versions of other things. Another big part... Well, I'll save that for later in case you get surprised and get to see something pretty awesome. But like I said, your characters are pretty useful. You can use the D-pad to essentially tell them to go and basically attack, come to you if you just want to run, and then there's 2 map to help, which is not very helpful because it's the same thing. They could have definitely put that to better use. And so another thing, well, actually, I'll get to that later. So as you saw, I was doing a bunch of combos and killing dudes and whatnot, and I guess I'll go through it more once I get further along and want to go through the combat and stuff. Or maybe I'll just do it on this buffalo thing here. Okay, so you can draw your weapon here. I believe one of my persons cast fire magic on it. So square is just a basic attack, and triangle is a heavy attack, and then you can alternate and whatnot. And they drop items, you can pick them up, etc., etc. So if you hold down R1, your hotkey button for your skills brings up here. So I got my Full Moon Slash, which is a basically cyclone attack to destroy a bunch of enemies around you if you get surrounded. Beast Strike is the best because it, for one, charges you forward and kind of draws the distance because you can keep on doing it. And it's pretty fast. Not as fast as actually running in the world, of course, but if you're chasing an enemy, it definitely helps. And then Stone Wall is a new ability I just unlocked maybe an hour ago, and basically just makes you, gives you a little defense to your buff for quite a long time. And all these things use your stamina on the bottom, and for your magicians and whatnot, it uses mana and stuff of that nature. Hey, look, some harpies. Harpies are actually annoying, so I'm not sure if I really want to fight them, but you know what? Let's just bring some variety to the thing here. Also, every once in a while, if your opponent is about to do some explosive damage or whatever, it'll kind of zoom in and do that thing. Nice little touch, I would have to say. So yeah, see, I was way over there, and then I basically lunged forward and killed him. So I eliminated the distance, and that's kind of cool. So let's see if I can do this here. Nope, they died. All these enemies around this area are kind of under-leveled compared to what I'm at right now, so they'll probably be dying quite easily, I would say. Ooh, is that a direwolf? If they are... Nope, that's a dumb bison thingy. That is not going to help me at all here. I want to go towards the bandit thing, and hopefully I'll run into something in the forest. Now, what I'm hoping for... Oh, here's a bunch of goblins, so let's just take care of these guys. Boom! Right to the face. Also, that burst attack is, I would say, a little overpowered at times because it'll knock your enemy over. So, for example, oh, that one's dead because, like I said, these things are way under-leveled compared to where I'm at right now. And everyone's pretty strong. Especially because I'm around the 20s, and most of my guys are well in the 20s. Except for Violet, which I used 100 or like 1,000 Rift Crystals for, and she's level 30, just so that I'm super awesome for a while, because this game is actually pretty hard. And not just the whole menu system and item management and stuff like that, it's actually just kind of brutal in terms of, well, a lot of things. I guess the item management and the gear you acquire is whatever. So that's the example of what I was talking about. So you can just keep on hitting the guy, and he'll just keep on falling over until you run out of stamina or die. So, you know, it's a little overpowered, but that's okay, because it's pretty awesome. Now, that vocation rank increasing is basically your job leveling up. And you can change your job, which I should mention, as well as buy skills. You don't learn skills, essentially, as you progress, but if your vocation goes up, you can buy new skills, and you do get skill points to put into them. And then normally your experience going up, or your level going up, is the same old tale you've seen time and time again, where your stats will go up. Simple enough. But the really cool thing about this game is there's an emphasis on taking down huge enemies. Now, I've come across Chimera a lot in the forest here, as well as big, huge trolls. Normal for direwolf. Normal for direwolf. It did not say. That's a trap. I'm gonna just run into it and see what happens. Nothing yet. Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, big enemies. Now the cool thing is you can grapple onto them and it brings down your stamina. So I think in some ways they also try to, I would say basically maybe learn from the I would say the granddaddy of basically doing stuff right, which would be Shadow of the Colossus. You know, grapple on enemies, take them down. They're huge. They're very epic, and the encounters in this are very epic too, because they're basically just like mini bosses in the middle of the environments, and those kind of randomly spawn. And then sometimes you'll get random quests too. Like I just ran into this person who was being harassed by harpies, and you can either choose to ignore or save them, and you'll basically just get a nice chunk of change as well as a nice bit of gold. I meant experience, because I already said change, which would imply gold. My mouth is getting as dry as about this world right now. It's a lot of... It's very, very bland for a RPG. And now, like I said, it's trying to, you know, take the D&D / Skyrim approach, because I would say Skyrim is pretty bland too. It kind of disguises that blandness by having the snow, I think, is a little bit more artistic than just bland weeds and stuff like that. There's also not as many places to go in this world, like ruins and stuff. I think it would have helped at least to have warp points, because I would have liked to play this game more than I'm willing to put the 12 hours in. I think I might play a little bit more, but I don't think I'll want to end this one, because I like the idea of this game, as I've said many times. See, now I'm pooped, and now we're going to take a little bit to warm up, and then, oh, I'm warmed up again, but I'm going to run again, and I'm going to run out of energy, and etc., etc. I'm getting off topic here. I should have had a script or write things down, but you know what? That's the point of this Qwiktro, is just basically to play, give you a quick intro, a Qwiktro of the game, as well as yammer on about this, that, and whatnot, and not having to fucking edit every single gasp of breath / intake of whatever / fart / I say repeatedly over and over again, just because it takes a lot of time to edit the old style of review games and whatnot. But yes, please, for the sake of this video, let me find a big creature soon. They mostly, I would say, hide out in the forest. I did come across a dragon, and I'm not sure if it was the dragon that I'm supposed to fight or not, but I was not doing any damage to it. So, and it did have a heart, and yeah. Perhaps I should have went there to show you how cool it is to grapple onto enemies. I don't know. It'll appear here somewhere, don't worry.
Hold on, I'll be there shortly.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should mention in terms of combat. I guess you can also use block. That also takes stamina. If you take hits, then it'll go down. Let's just grapple on somebody right here. Come on, grapple. Grapple, damn it. Ah! Grapple, damn it! I do gotta say that the animations for the fighting, as well as the spells and stuff, is pretty cool. That's the one graphical, colorful prowess that this game has, and that's pretty neat. These guys are actually giving me a little bit of run for money, and it's kind of nice that they'll just throw all kinds of stuff at you. One time I fought like, I don't want to say like a dozen bandits, and it definitely overwhelms you. Okay, I think we got everybody. So that's a little healing circle over there. I should get to that. So you got your HP, right? And it'll go down, but it'll also have some gray left to it. If you heal yourself in time, you will be healed back to whatever that part of the gray bar is, whatever. And if not, then it'll stay like I am right now. So you can go in here and you can heal yourself for the whatever amount. So let's say that green is the gray, and I've lost the light green is the dark green, I should say, is the gray. You know what? Forget it. basically, you can heal yourself, but not whatever. If you're up to the max of your health, then you won't heal anymore, and you have to go in here and use like a little potion thingy to actually bring your health up. And the shitty thing is, you can't heal your pawns, which is retarded. You have to go to an inn for all their health to go up. And like I said, it takes a long time to get to some of these places. And sometimes you travel the world for a long time, you get to the final place of your quest, and it's like, you know, I fought a lot of things in the middle of the woods. I sure would like to rest before I do this. And, yeah, you know what? Doesn't happen like that, because there's very far between places to actually rest in this stupid game. Sorry, it's not a stupid game. I'm just very aggravated with it. And, again, you hit select to bring up your item menu, and you can go through it, and it's also a chore to not being able to, you know, map anything out to it. It's very cumbersome. That is a very good word to actually use with this game. It is a very cumbersome system, I would say, in terms of menus and not being able to warp around and stuff like that. What is that? Oh my gosh. Is that something? No, it's just a bunch of cloud. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Yes! You're going to be able to see me take down a giant enemy. Awesome. The chimeras are actually a lot of fun to take down. But this will have to do. First, let's eliminate all the little pity soldiers. Yay. Every once in a while, if something big happens off the thing, it'll do that little widescreen. So, you can climb them and basically go up to their weak point, provided you don't get knocked off, or you glitch in the system and your ass, or you go into the thing's ass or whatever. So I'm going to attack it back and bring it down. Actually, damn it. I guess I shouldn't use Predator because that made me fall off the thing. So actually magic is a big part in taking down these things, otherwise it doesn't always get damaged the normal that you want it to. Just because there's only certain weak points of how you can die. I'm not exactly sure which ones work better. For this one, I know you gotta basically hit the parts of the armor until it comes off. And then you can do more damage to it. See, it's doing like a weird little animation thing. I'm going to actually eat some shrooms so that I don't fall off. A little cheap kind of way of negating the system, but you know, that's cool. Hey, how about we don't go in the bush here? So yeah, like I said, it's pretty cool to be taking down these big bosses in the middle of randomness, and you know, they're pretty big. So if you want to run away, you definitely can. And this is a quest that just kind of randomly happened. And that's awesome that the things that I really wanted to show you guys happen at the end of the video here. So let me just take this big old lug down, and then we're going to, you know, end this video. So as I'm destroying this thing, let me just wrap it up by saying Dragon's Dogma is an excellent concept by Capcom that could have just used a little bit better education. What's the word I'm looking for here? Thoroughness. You know what? I'm just blanking on the thing here. But it could have just more time and thought put into it. And it would have been a better game for that. Yay! See, the random quest completed. I get a bunch of shit. And it is awesome. It's dead. It'll drop some rare items, like some tusks that are needed for, you know, stuff. So, execution, not education. Okay, okay. So, yes, end of the video here. Let me take off my clothes and show you guys by lantern light my awesome sexiness. So, yes, great concept, but a bad execution. Not being able to warp around the map makes it very cumbersome to have to run all over the place. The menus itself are cumbersome. It takes a long time to get into them. Not being able to save multiple files is kind of annoying, especially if you want to start a new game, and then it just it's kind of weird in terms of that. The story is just very generic and very, you know, one-dimensional. I do gotta say that being able to see your weapons and everything else is very cool. But a lot of games are doing that nowadays. But it should still be said that being able to see all your stuff is very, very cool. I do applaud it on that. I do like the whole pawn thing, I would say. It's very, very cool that you can upload your guys to the world and they can be awesome for other people. And, you know, that kind of stuff should be in more games, I would say. Also, having being able to take photos, that is pretty cool as well. Ah, fuck it, yeah. Have a good one. Check out Dragon's Dogma. Give it a rent because it's not for everybody. I certainly enjoyed my time with it, but it does have a lot of faults, and it's not the greatest game, but enjoy it because I am lost for words here. But have a sexy good night. Boom, ba-chak, boom, boom, ba-chak, boom, ba-chak, boom, boom, ba-chak.